Yeah, we love it.
Michelle, first things first, they wrapped your crutches.
They wrapped my crutches.
Why?
Well, because, I mean, I got the crutches and they were in this boring blue color and I was like, no way, I'm not gonna walk with those for 4 weeks. So, yeah, here they are. So Manthai, they have a guy that is taking care of the stickers. He's actually this guy, Uli, and he wrapped my crutches.
Oh, you made a little
And we have a bit of support here as well. The
customization.
mechanics, they're really taking care of me.
Bless. Okay, no, seriously, how about we start off just with the preparation that you put in for this Le Mans? I know it's tricky to reflect on, but it's your first as a Porsche driver. What was the build-up to this like?
Oh, I mean, the build-up was better than any other year, I have to say. I mean, I should not say it, but it's just the truth, the hard truth. Because, like you say, there was a bit of new motivation going into this year, having signed my first factory contract. I was very excited to be here as a Porsche driver, but also to be here with the best Porsche team that you can race with, Manthai. You know, I knew that there was high possibilities of actually doing something amazing. So the motivation was just very high the whole year going into Le Mans. A lot of physical preparation, trying to get as light as possible because we know it has an impact here in Le Mans to be light. So yeah, it was good preparation, but I mean, yeah, I will miss this one, but the preparation will continue. I mean, it's not that it's going to stop. It's just going to get even more, I have to say.
And Sarah, you guys have been friends for so long. You do the same kind of training. Can you attest to how much work goes into like a Le Mans?
Yeah, you know, like, I mean, it's been a few years that Michi and I, we push each other, and you know, like, if one feels a bit tired or lazy one day, the other one will always like, well, I am going to the gym, so you do whatever you want, but I'm going to be there in training. And most of the time it's Michi doing that to me. So, you know, like, I kind of follow, but I also have extra motivation this year, and I also pushed quite a bit, but I can definitely attest that like Michi was 100% ready for this race, more ready than she has ever been, and that it's just unfair that she's not racing.
And can you talk us through the story of what happened, if you don't mind?
Yeah, I mean, what happened? Long story short, it was a red flag situation. I was in the car, I got into the pit lane. There was no stress because it was a red flag situation. But I was told that the sister car, the blue Manthai car, was in his parking position, and I had the Alpine behind. So there was limited space, so I knew my parking was going to be a bit off. And indeed it was, so I was parked a little bit outside the box. So the team had to put the car up on skates and put the car back into position. Everything was happening easy, nice and calm. There was no stress. Again, we were not in a hurry. And when the car was back in position and we had to take the skates out of the car, we put the car back on the air jacks. In that moment I jump out, which was actually a little bit too early, but I jump out and I'm ready for a driver change. But I don't see Rael, and she's always next to me for ready for the driver change. So, but because the car was in the air, she was not there because it was too early. So I turn around, I look for her, and in that moment they drop the car from the air jacks to the ground, and my feet is unfortunately under the car. So it's not the wheel that hits my foot, it's the chassis. The car here in Le Mans is lower than usual. It's quite light. I mean, we are the lightest car in the field, but to get 1,315 kilos on your feet, it's quite heavy, I have to say.
It's falling, yeah. It's not
falling.
like it's slowly, like it's really, the car is
It's
released.
falling and then it goes up again a little bit. So yeah, I got that weight.
Was it pretty instant? You were like, this
Yeah,
is
I
not
knew
good?
it was game over there. You know, I knew that because I fell down in the pit lane, and I knew that that's a no-go, you know, to be laying in the pit lane. And Rael was trying to get me up, like, Michi, get up! And I was like, I am trying, okay. I tried to stand on my feet, and in the moment that I couldn't stand, I knew that was it. And then I had a guy that came, he lifted me up like I was 40 kilos. I was like,
you are,
whoa.
you've been training so hard.
Yeah, but I'm not 40 kilos, you know.
I tell you, 5 years ago, you would have not been like that.
He took me up in the air, and I was like, whoa, I feel so light right now. And then we got the confirmation, unfortunately.
And you then had to ring Sarah?
I had to ring Sarah. You know, the first, when I saw Jack in the hospital, Jack Mopiccini, I told him we have to call Sarah. And he was a bit like,
Calm down.
okay, whoa. first he could not really put the things together, and I said we need to call her because she was the first person obviously that came into my mind, no doubt. I didn't think about anybody else. I know the Iron Dames is expanding, we're having more and more drivers, but if somebody has to replace me, it had to be Sarah. So we called her, and of course she thought it was a joke, obviously. You know.
That's the kind of sick joke she would do. You know,
exactly. But it was not a joke, and suddenly she was in Le Mans quite quickly, you know. From one second to the other, she was here. But
you said you were going to see your dad for Father's Day when you got the call.
Yes, exactly. I mean, it's unreal. You know what I mean? Like I was driving my car, I was on the road, and all of a sudden they're calling me. They're doing a video call. So like I'm like, no, I'm driving. So you know, like it's really, why are they calling me? And you know, I was thinking like, oh, maybe they need me to be there earlier because there's some more media stuff to do or something like that, you know, or maybe they want to do. But when I see Michi, you know, she showed me her face first, and she was looking normal, you know. And when she said like, what do you do next weekend? Can you come and race? I'm like, haha, you think it's funny? Like, haha. And then she shows me her foot, and I'm like, no, come on, you cannot be serious. What happened? Hey guys, what's up?
What's up? I was thinking if you were free to drive next weekend. You need to drive because I'm not gonna drive next weekend.
What the What happened?
My foot is broken. It happened in the pit stop. You better get to Le Mans.
Yeah, yes, of course. No, I could not believe it. It was, you know, like this kind of situation. I don't know how we handle that. The test day was already done, and you know, like we've had the issue also with the car from the Le Mans Cup with Valina and Marta having to, you know, step down. So I'm like, what's going to happen? And at that moment, the connection was bad and the line cut. So, you know, I was in my car and I was like, did I heard that? And my boyfriend was next to me. I was like, did you understand the same thing that I did? And he was like, okay, you need to calm down. We will call them back to understand if like it's really what's happening. Like, and yeah, I arrived to my parents. I called back Jack, and yeah, he told me like, listen, you need to be here tomorrow morning. And then I told my dad and mom and my sister, because she was there too, that's going to be a short dinner because in a few hours I'm in my car to head to Le Mans. And yeah, obviously, you know, as we are close friends, Michelle, she met my whole family, I met hers, and my parents, my sister, we were all sharing this weird evening where at the same time they were feeling so gutted for her and happy for me because they know, you know, this race, it means everything for both of us. So yeah, it was a bit a strange feeling, and it's still going through the week, but I think the fact that we are close and that we can also, you know, like feel for each other, it's helping to go through the process. Obviously, I'm not expecting from Michi that she's having a good week. I know that it cannot happen. It's okay, I get it, but I don't think that she's pissed at me if I kind of try to enjoy my race week.
I think maybe the most symbolic thing of that is the video you guys put out where you're trying on Michi's suit, and it's just really emotional, but also your name is still all over the garage. It shows just how integral you both are to this team. Yeah. I think that, what was that moment like where you saw Sarah in your suit?
Oh, I have to be careful because then I will start to cry again. I mean, I have had Sarah's suit on before, but that was because my luggage didn't arrive in Japan, you know, so that was for other reasons. We were both still driving, you know.
And in that sense, it's easier because I'm a bit taller and a bit bigger than Michi, so, you know, she fits in my suit, but we weren't sure I was fitting in her.
I was quite sure she would not fit in my suit, first of all, but as Sarah has been working also quite hard, she did actually fit in my suit.
A bit tight sometimes.
It was a bit
places.
tight, but she fits. So that was, I mean, actually the whole thing with the suit started with the doctor saying we need to cut your suit, and I was like, we're not cutting my suit. No, like, are you crazy? No. Like, this is a special suit, and Sarah might need to race with it, and I wanted after the race, you know, we're not cutting my suit. So we had to find ways to get it off. We managed to get it off without cutting. We had to cut my fireproof underwear, but we got the suit off without cutting it. But
Thank you
no,
for that.
yeah, you're welcome.
Well, I would have the suit cut in the middle.
I'm taking the suit back after the race, okay?
I got it.
Yeah,
you know, like I was not really. It's like you kept the big bed, you keep the suit, no problem.
But no, it's. I'm happy to let her borrow my suit because in the end of the day, it was my Le Mans suit. So it was tough, but in the end of the day, like we speak about, I'm happy for Sarah. She knows that, but also now I'm struggling to enjoy being here. To be honest, you know, it's the first couple of days. I don't think I realized what was happening, and like Sarah said, when I called her, I was actually in a fine mood, you know, but the mood is going down for sure. And to be honest, if I have to be straight up honest, I just want to leave. But I'm not going to, because in the end of the day, I want to follow what they are doing. I want to support them. I want to support Jules. So I have to suck it in, and yeah, it's like this. But yeah, honestly speaking, I would like to go home.
Do you feel that you can help? Because I saw you in the garage yesterday talking with everyone.
I don't think I can help, to be honest. You know, I'm there because I'm very interested in everything that is happening. You know, it's still our car. You know, I'm still following everything that the car is doing. If there are moments where Celia is coming to me and she's like, this and this, of course I'm trying to answer. But like I also said before, first of all, I cannot teach any of those anything. I don't want to, and I don't want to coach anybody as well. If Celia has something, it's more for advice because it's her first time here. But again, Rael did it 7 times or 8 times. Sarah did it 4 times. So I mean, they are experienced enough. But in the end of the day, I want to support the team. I love to be amongst Manthey. I love the guys there, the mechanics. So I like to spend my time there. But for sure, it's very tough.
One thing I'd love to do is, you attested to how prepared Michi was. You guys are still doing ELMS together. Can you attest to how prepared Sarah, despite having no warning for this, how prepared is she for this?
For this, for me, she's 100% ready. I mean, she has been complaining the whole year that I didn't get to try the Manthey car, so on. How is the Manthey car? I'm like, yeah, now you get your chance to try the Manthey car. It's a Porsche in the end, operated by different people than an ELMS. In the end of the day, she proved yesterday that she's 100% ready, which I expected, because I know she's quite stubborn. So, of course, she wants to prove a point, and she has done that already. We also have to be realistic. In the end of the day, in such a competitive LMGT3 field, it's going to be difficult having 2 silvers on the car, not having a platinum or gold against some of the pro drivers out there, because they are extremely fast. But I know that they are going to do everything they can to live up to it and push as much as they can. And I have no doubt that Sarah is ready, Rael is ready, Celia is ready. And I will be cheering for them 100%. But I don't want them to win, you know, because I want to be in that car.
Oh, we would never do that without you.
No, please, right?
I mean, if they give us the opportunity, we might seize it.
Yeah,
but
you sure?
You would not have seized it without me? Because you know, like, you were supposed to go out there without me, yeah?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, exactly. But you wouldn't have won that either, huh? No, let's see. But honestly, the Porsche is looking strong, so I think they can do something good. And let's see.
And just briefly, the recovery timeline, because I know you have Imola in a few weeks. With all your prep you must have done, that must actually set you up well for recovering from this.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, my physio Rob, he's like, yeah, bones need 4 weeks to heal, and I'm like, yeah, but I am in Imola in 3.5 weeks, that's for sure. So I have to be there because we have to win a championship, Sarah and I together.
And I'm
Celia.
definitely not doing that without her.
No,
this is not happening.
It's not happening. So I will be ready to drive in 3.5 weeks. There might be pain involved in the pit stop, but I mean, yeah, we have to try at least to go for that championship.
And just finally, what does Le Mans mean generally to both of you, and do you think it has a new meaning with the challenge that you might face this week?
I think this whole project was built around having female lineup participating to Le Mans. I think our career has been, you know, oriented towards racing in Le Mans and being competitive and doing result podiums and wins in Le Mans. So it's so important for everybody, not only the drivers, but like the whole team of Iron Dames. You know, like they work so hard for this specific week, and we understand why once we arrive here, because the intensity of the support of the fans, of the message we are carrying is always, you know, growing up and getting stronger and stronger. The value we have on the car is just like, we can feel that it's more important than just, you know, us individuals. For that reason, I think when we come here in Le Mans, you have this special energy, this special wish to do extra well. It's quite easy to kind of fall into maybe doing too much and you know, crack under the pressure. But the surrounding, the people around us, that's what helps. And when Michi says, I don't think I can help any of them, I don't really agree with her, because for me, just having her here, even if I know that at some point she wants to leave, and I would completely understand if she did, she's my support, you know, and I would have been here to support her, and I love to have her around. And I know that if at some point I have those moments where I'm about to crack under the pressure, I can look in her eyes and I can see, like, come on, we can go through this together, we can do it. And for that reason, yeah, Le Mans, you know, it's more than just sport. It's something so deep.
Yeah, I'm agree. I mean, I have it tattooed on my arm, you know, and I will always carry Le Mans with me because, like Sarah says, it's so much bigger than just a race, you know, a 24-hour race. There is so much more to it. Also, as a Danish driver, there's so much support as a Danish driver. You know, we have camps where there's thousands of Danish people. There are Danish flags all over the track, because there's plenty of Danish drivers, and I'm one of them. And I'm looking forward to bring the girls. We'll go into the Danish camp.
So much.
Yeah, that's going to be difficult. I will bring them into the Danish camp. It's a tradition. We go there every year. We say hi to the Danish fans, and it's a massive support. And I said, look, I'm not driving, but I will bring Sarah, Rael, and Silja, because they have seen it before, Rael and Sarah, but Silja has not seen it. She has to experience it, the support from the Danish fans, because it's not just towards me, it's towards the whole lineup of the car, you know. And yeah, from my side, I'm just overwhelmed by the support I've received from the paddock. I've received from my competitors that I'm competing against on the track normally. Like Sarah says, it has shown that it's much more than just sport, and that's quite incredible. And I'm very proud to be in a paddock like this, because there's been a lot of love involved.